What's up everyone, me JP2 here, and in addition to a video about Sewaddle taking on the Great League, we have a video about Paras taking on the Great League. These Pokemon are extremely similar. They both are bug and grass types, they both are in the 1100 combat power range, and they share two of the same moves. The only difference really is that Paras has Cross Poison while Sewaddle has Silver Wind. Paras is also quite a bit more attack weighted than Sewaddle. It's actually able to win CMP over certain Pokemon, and that makes it a bit more of an aggressive Pokemon than Sewaddle. Regardless, that's pretty much it. Let's get to the battles. So into the first battle, and we lead Lapras and a Starmie. Pretty bad lead because they get stab on Psywaves and they are going to hit us for neutral, but we don't get stab and we hit for resisted. As a result, I'm going to immediately safe switch into Whimsicott. Seed Bomb will grab a shield from them. They probably should be switching out soon. They do. I am able to avoid throwing a Seed Bomb into a Jumpluff because that would not be very efficient. And I'm going to Moonblast them. Now, if they have to take me out with a move here, they never farm me down. So they're going to go for an Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace takes me out, and obviously, we're going to send out Lapras. We can't send out Paras. Paras will get nuked by an Aerial Ace. Now, they're on Energy Ball because of course they are. And so that's going to hit for some pretty nice super effective damage. And now I'm going to go for Sparkling Aria. Aria gets a shield. At this point, I'm just like, okay, we'll just leave it up to Paras at this point. They Aerial Ace me, and I'm just going to immediately send out Paras. They are not able to make it to another Aerial Ace, so now I have an energy advantage, and I have two shields. This is basically as good as the matchup could go. They Ice Beam me, and then they send out Swampert. So they are ABA weak to Paras. It's going to result with them getting hit with a Seed Bomb, and now they can send back out Starmie. Starmie will make a move here, but it doesn't matter what move they have here. I'm shielding it, even if it is a Surf, which it is. And I'm just going to Cross Poison them. No point in farming up to a Seed Bomb when Cross Poison should get the job done anyways. Cross Poison takes them out, and we are able to take that game. Into the next battle, and we lead with Lapras into a Alolan Marowak. This is pretty good for us. Opponent then sends out Azumarill. I overfarm over 100. Kind of stupid in my end, but I wanted to catch a Play Rough. I do manage to do that, and it's perfect because they still have to throw a move to take me out. Now, I will be able to go for a Seed Bomb. Seed Bomb will not take him out, but it'll probably come pretty close. They shield it, and as a result, I'm happy to match shields. They're going to Ice Beam me. Now, I'm just going to go straight to another Seed Bomb. Now, I do have to preserve Switch Advantage because Paras would get destroyed by a Alolan Marowak. But so now, they send it out, and I'm just going to send out Lapras. Now, Lapras will lose CMP. It's fine, though. We live the Bone Club. Sparkling Aria hits for quite a bit of damage. I will throw another one just to avoid having to tank another Bone Club. We'll see if they shield. They probably won't. They don't. And they send out the Azu. Pretty big indicator that whatever they have in the back is not too big of a fan of Lapras, but they do just decide to let it go. In the back, they have Altaria, which, I mean, if I was on Ice Beam, I get that I wouldn't be a big fan of that. But I'm on Skull Bash. Opponent actually decides to just no-shield the Skull Bash, which is an interesting play, because if that was an Ice Beam, they'd just get destroyed. But at this point, I just decided to let Whimsicott go down, and we're just going to let Paras farm them down. So we're able to Bug Bite down an Altaria. We do take that game. We see an Azu lead in the next battle. Pretty good lead. We're going to be able to, I think, respond to their Brumpig safe switch with the Paras. Now, they're going to go for a move here. This is only a Dynamic Punch. I was still kind of thinking like I was running Sewaddle here, so I was thinking I'd tank that Dynamic Punch a bit better. But I don't, and now they just get to commit a shield and Sidewave me down. It's not that big of a deal. I'm going to send out Whimsicott. They blind a Dynamic Punch. That's fine. It's not going to hit for too much. And I know I can't farm them down, but I will just win CMP and go for a Seed Bomb. If they want to shield, they can, but then they'll be down 2 shields. And then they send out Sableye. Now, they're going to go for a move here. I'm going to shield because I'm pretty sure I make 2 Seed Bombs. There's no way they are not going to shield the first one because this should be a Moonblast, but since I'm at back-to-back Seed Bombs, one of these will land. So, they shield the first one, and now I'm going to go for another Seed Bomb. I was hoping this would get them into a range where I could Sidewave them down, but I don't think it will. I'm just going to go for a Sparkling Aria. Sparkling Aria takes them out, and now all they have is the Azu. Now, Azumarill, I'm going to shield the first. Like, it would be a pretty cool bait on their end to go for the Ice Beam. They still lose, but it would be pretty cool. So I'm able to shield the first Play Rough, which is good, because now my defense is boosted, and now 2 Play Roughs guaranteed do not take me out. So now they can go for a move here. It's just going to be a play rough. Doesn't do too much after the Skull Bash. And yeah, I'm just going to Skull Bash him again. I'm actually going to fully undercharge it though, just for a bit of BM. Doesn't take him out. One more Psywave does, and we do take that game. Into the next battle, we lead Lapras into Drifblim. Both the Pokemon that I have in the back are not the biggest fans of this, so it is a good idea to see it here. Now, I am going to go for Sparkling Aria. If they want to debuff me, then they're probably going to shield the first. So, they do shield the first. Now, I'm thinking this is probably a debuffing move. It's probably Icy Wind. Nope, Shadow Ball. It's for a decent amount of damage. Still not in farm down range, and I will be able to make it to another Sparkling Aria. This will get them pretty low, probably into the red, and yeah, it does. This, I think, is only an Icy Wind. Yep, it's a Lapras. Lapras probably gets healed by Icy Wind, if I'm being honest. But yep, does nothing. And the opponent sends out Miltank. I bank an Aria, might be useful later, and send out Whimsicott. Now I am going to Moonblast them immediately. I don't know why they farmed up so much, but I'm going to Moonblast. I'm expecting a Body Slam bait here, so I do just decide to no-shield it. It is a Thunderbolt, which is not a Body Slam bait, but it is resisted. The opponent, I think they were trying to catch a Moonblast onto Lapras there, but they're just going to catch a super effective Seed Bomb, which allows my energy to actually be more efficient because it's super effective, so thanks, I guess. Now, they're going to shield the next Seed Bomb, and we're just going to send out Paris. I don't think this is going to be able to do much. And then they Surf me. Just public service announcement here, but Sparkling Aria is Surf, except it does 5 more damage. So Sparkling Aria is just strictly better to run. So yeah, please run Sparkling Aria, don't run Surf. Regardless, I'm going to go for Seed Bomb into the Miltank. That might have been CMP, or it might have been one turn. We'll never know because it takes him out though. Into the next battle, and we have a pretty abysmal lead as we see Morpeko. I'm going to immediately safe switch Paris. Typically I'd safe switch Whimsicott, but I just wanted to see how much damage Bug Bites would do. They actually are kind of hitting for a lot. Opponent Aura Wheels me. That does a disturbing amount of damage. And now we're going to Cross Poison them. They're going to shield it because they want Switch, and I'm alright with that. I'll send out Whimsicott, eat another Aura Wheel. First of all, that does an insane amount for being resisted, but it is Morpeko. And then they send out Trevenant. Now Trevenant will have to eat a Moonblast or shield it. They shield it. We actually do get the debuff, which is extremely convenient. I'm going to send out Lapras. Even with the debuff, this is worth shielding because it's super effective. The opponent then sends out Swampert. Now they're going to go for Hydro Cannon here. Hydro Cannon is not as threatening as Seed Bomb, so we're going to go for a no shield. I do overfarm past 100. I have a terrible habit of doing that. But now, I'm going to Skull Bash them, buff my defense up, and now they make it to an Earthquake. That's really unfortunate. They're going to Earthquake me, but I do get a full farm down. Now, assuming the Trevenant is dry on energy, I should be able to make it to Arias before they're able to make it to a Seed Bomb. And now, just going to farm up right until they're at the Seed Bomb, so they have it now. They have a Seed Bomb. I'm going to send out Whimsicott, though, because they're forced to throw it instantly. Because if they don't, they get farmed down. And even if they didn't, Whimsicott would simul KO them. So we are able to take that game. We see Unova Stunfisk in the next battle. Pretty RPS Pokemon. We're going to safe switch Whimsicott. Opponent. That is not a response to a Fairy type. That is the worst response to a Fairy type. I have no idea what they could even have in the back that's even weaker here. I guess Scrafty, but I really don't know. Because now, first of all, I probably could have Seed Bombed and took him out here. But no risks, Moonblast, goodbye. And then they send back out the Unova Stunfisk. I really don't know what they could have in the back that's so weak to Whimsicott that sending out a Dragon Fighting type is a better response. Regardless, they're going to have to throw 2 moves to take me out, and then I'll just have Paris. Paris, like Sawaddle, is absolute wall to Stunfisk, and oh, that's what they have in the back. They have Dragonair. So this person clearly had absolutely no respect for Whimsicott, and they're going to pay the price for it. This is not a Dragon Pulse. Dragon Pulse still probably won't even take me out. It's a Body Slam. At this point, I'm just going to go for a Sparkling Aria. I'll hit them with the Sparkling Aria. It's going to hit a lot of damage, and now they can go for a move here. It's probably going to be a Body Slam. Body Slam doesn't take me out, and they're going to send out the Pancake. I don't really care. I'm just going to send in Paris. I still tank this move. It doesn't matter what it is. Like, Unova Stunfisk, they can Mud Bomb me. Doesn't take me out. It does, like, nothing. I'm going to have to shield the next one because that would take me out, or at least get me into a range where I might be able to get sniped by a Dragon Breath. But now, I'm going to be able to go for a Seed Bomb. Cross Poison was more efficient here, but there's absolutely no point. Both of them take him out, and I'm going to go for the Seed Bomb for the BM. Into the next battle, and we see Poliwrath in the lead. Now, pretty bad matchup. I'm going to have to immediately send out Whimsicott, and the opponent responds with Credilli. If they no-shield the Moonblast, this is very easy to flip, and if they shield it, it's very difficult. They no-shield it, and now this is actually very easy to flip switch. Now, they're going to go for a Rock Tomb. I'm going to farm up a bit and then just cap tie him here. Go for a Seed Bomb. Seed Bomb will probably take him out from this range, actually. The opponent, as a result, is going to shield. Now, I have insane pacing versus Credilli, and I will just be able to go for another Seed Bomb. If they want to take switch, then they'll have to shield this. So, they do shield it, and now they can farm up one more before going for a Rock Tomb. I decided it's not worth trying to fight for switch here, so I'm just going to let that go, send out Paris, and Paris will be able to get a farm down. Now, we'll see what they have in the back, and let's see. They send out Carbink. Oh my gosh. Carbink, I'm pretty sure I just fully lose to. I send out Lapras again, and they just send out Poliwrath. They Icy Wind me. Icy Wind will just debuff my attack, which actually will lose me this game, as you'll see. They're going to get Skull Bashed, and now I can make it to a Sparkling Aria, but this is debuffed. Debuffed Sparkling Aria, it's not going to deal as much, and now I have to hope I can make it to 2 Seed Bombs, but based on the health, I don't think I'll be able to. I do think double Cross Poisons does do incrementally more, especially if I get the boost, but yeah, I don't make it to another Seed Bomb, and so Cross Poison doesn't take him out, and I'm pretty sure that if I hadn't gotten Icy Wind debuff, the Aria would have made up for enough damage there, where I could have won. We see Shadow Excadrill in the lead in the next battle. Decent lead, and the opponent sends out Wigglytuff. Now, I do accidentally throw an alignment, not the best at counting Psywaves. Skull Bash, it's for a very, very large amount of damage. They're going to go for a move here, it's probably an Icy Wind. It is an Icy Wind, that does nothing. It does less than a Charm, I think. And now we're just going to fully farm him down. They send out the Excadrill, and I'm going to send out Paris because Mud Slap is double resisted. I'm going to go for a Seed Bomb. This will take him out if they don't shield it. Well, actually it might not, considering it's a Paris. But then they send out Alolan Ninetales. This is pretty bad, but thankfully we do have Cross Poison. Cross Poison gets him into the yellow, which is pretty good. Now, I will be able to make it to a Sparkling Aria. This will take him out if they don't shield it. So now, at this point, I kind of want to make it to another Aria, so I shield. Hoping a Weather Ball, because they're at back-to-back here. I'm hoping this won't take me out, because it's Lapras, but I am low enough where it'll take me out, unfortunately. And now, that Excadrill has a move, so I have to be very careful. We'll shield this Weather Ball, because it'll do more than whatever the Excadrill could do. And then, they send out Excadrill, and they, I think, mistakenly throw a move here. And then, they just get hit by the Seed Bomb and taken out, and now, Whimsicott makes another Seed Bomb. This will take out the Ninetales. Opponent appears to have Force Quit the app. Honestly, I can't blame him. And we are able to take that game. Into the next battle, and we lead Lapras into Licky Licky. On paper, them having access to a Rock-type move might make it seem bad, but in the actual matchup, it's not that bad. I'll make it to a Sparkling Aria. Sparkling Aria will be able to hit for some nice damage. Does not get them into the yellow just yet, but with added Psywaves to make it to the next one, the next Sparkling Aria should get them into a farm down range. I'll make it to another Sparkling Aria. Sparkling Aria will get them pretty deep into the red, and they'll have a move here. Unless I have a Solar Beam, I don't think anything they have takes me out, even an Earthquake won't, and I'll be able to farm them down. We'll see what they send in. They are going to send in a Jumpluff, and now I make it to a Sparkling Aria. That's good, because Moonblast after this will probably put them in a farm down range, but it's still a Jumpluff, and my backline does not like seeing that. I'll let an Aerial Ace go because it won't take me out, and GG's. Not even going to watch Paris get cooked alive by that. In the next battle, we see a Lantern lead. Pretty bad lead, so I'm just going to throw one Psywave and then send out Whimsicott. Opponent tries to make a catch on the Jumpluff. I don't fall for it, and I'm going to be able to Moonblast him. Moonblast hits for some nice damage. They're probably going to try and throw right before I make it to another Moonblast, which they might think is 7, but it's actually, I think, 7 then 6. So I'll make it to another Moonblast, and now Moonblast will be able to get a shield or a switch. Additionally, since this is a CMP tie, they're going to have to throw an Aerial Ace after this, which means they don't get really any farm. At this point, Lapras, I'll be able to just farm him down. Hopefully they're on Acrobatics, but typically when I need them to be on Acrobatics, they're on Energy Ball. When I need them to be on Energy Ball, they're on Acrobatics. It's just my luck. But they are on Energy Ball, which is kind of infuriating. They send back out the Lantern. I throw one Psywave, and I'm going to go for a Skull Bash. I don't intend on staying around to use that defense buff, but I did want the damage. They have Greninja in the back, and suddenly this game actually seems winnable. Their one counter to a bug type, or a bug and grass type, is gone, and now Paris could probably just farm down. I do decide to go for Cross Poison because they're 100% shielding this, and we actually get the boost. Not necessary at all because the Lantern was already in Seed Bomb range, but it's kind of funny. I do want to see how much damage the Bug Bites do, and I might have thrown the game by doing so, because they make it to a move. Thunderbolt thankfully doesn't take me out, and my science trying to see how much the boosted Bug Bites would do almost loses me the game, but doesn't. So we are able to take that game. Into the next battle, and we lead with Lapras into their Shadow Drapion. This is a decent lead for us, because I think we live 2 crunches as long as they don't get the debuff, but the opponent decides to safe switch for Alligator. I'll go for a Skull Bash. This will hit for a very large amount of damage. If they were a Shadow, I think they just get KO'd by that. But now they're going to Hydro Cannon me. It's fine, does nothing, and I'm just going to send out Whimsicott. Whimsicott gets a full farm down, and if they want to send out Drapion, they can, but I'm going to Seed Bomb bait them. Moonblast will fully one-shot because they're a Shadow, so they're obviously going to shield. Now, I'm pretty sure they want to throw, I think they want to go for a full farm down here. And we make it to a Moonblast, and they no-shield it. And now, they force quit the app. They have a Skeledirge in the back, though. I think they still lose this, but it's kind of funny. I'm going to send out Paris. I'm going to speed this up by a significant margin. But we're just going to watch Paris Bug Bite farm down a Pokemon that double resists it, and we'll be able to hit it for double super effective. But we are able to take that game as a result. We probably still would have won anyways, just because Lapras with a shield advantage would cook Skeledirge. Overall, this thing is quite a bit of fun. It's kind of different from Sewaddle. It's kind of like having a Shadow version of Sewaddle, because it's about 20% more attack weighted, actually, when you look at the numbers. But it's quite fun to use. Having access to Cross Poison is also pretty useful, just because there are some Pokemon like Ninetales, which will take super effective from it instead of neutral. Now, this Pokemon, I'd still probably prefer running Sewaddle, because the added bulk is pretty nice, but Paris is pretty close second. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.